Hey, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. Sorry, I think my cats are playing out there if you heard that thump. But yeah, this will be an update for my Project Level Up Lite. So if you haven't seen the series for me, I will leave it linked in the description box or at the end of the video. Project Level Up is a project that was created by Sophie from Sophie Alexandra Hearts. I think this is the third year that it's been going on. And I did this for the first time last year, where I just did kind of like a slightly modified version, and that was inspired by Danny. And this year I'm doing Project Level Up Lite, which was inspired, or like, it's a modified version created by Ruth, so from Ruth Foley, that's her name. So I will leave her and Sophie linked in the description box. I'm sure you probably know what this project is already, the main gist of it, but the light version is just where instead of hitting pan, you switch that goal to 10 uses. And I figured because last year I was only able to do this project because I was panning my e.l.f. palettes, which at least the quads were very easy to hit pan, and I'm not good at hitting pan. So I figured I was challenged to do this by DW, so I figured the only way I would be able to do this is if I only do 10 uses instead of hit pan. And I picked all of my Dose of Colors palettes to randomize from. Last update, I leveled up to level 3, which was my Smoky Soiree palette. And this was the first two levels I got all matte neutral brown palette, so it was very easy to use, but a little bit on the boring side, especially I feel like for viewers, because it's literally just me saying, hey, I use these boring brown shades. But last time I got Smoky Soiree, which looks like this, and I use this almost every single day this past month. I'm wearing it today for my final use, and I'm happy to say that I did meet my goal on this, so I'll be leveling up to level 4. But before I do that, I'll talk about my uses. So just the shade names from this palette are Fired Up, New in Town, On the Rocks, Out and About, and Midnight. So the 3 shades that I used 10 times were the 3 in the middle here, and then I used these 2 shades each 3 times in the same look. And I'm also wearing these 2 today. So the first 2 times that I used these 2 shades together, I did kind of like one of my favorite looks to do, actually, because I do love all matte looks. They're like my favorite. I wear shimmer almost every day because I have so much shimmer to pan, but I do really love all matte looks. And one of my favorite looks to do, kind of just in general, is like, I have these pretty much these exact 2 shades in a different palette as well. Actually 2 other palettes from Dose of Colors. I'm just realizing that they repeat a lot of the shades, but my go-to look pretty much is like this shade all over my lid, and then this one to deepen up the outer corner. So that's what I did with those first 2 looks. And then I also did that today, but I'm so annoyed. I used this new setting spray. It's the Urban Decay like ultra matte setting spray. I thought I bought the original, but I bought the ultra matte, and it leaves like white splotches that don't go away all over your face, and it got all over my eyes, so I had to cover it up with a metallic, which I actually do really like the way that this look came out. But I did want to show you what that like all matte looks like. But if you look at, I can't remember which video it was, and I'm also filming things very much out of order to compensate for my filming schedule. But a few videos ago, or a very recent video, I was wearing this all matte look, so you can see that very clearly. It's very obvious which look it is because it's a very bold and dark look if you wanted to see it. So that's how I used those 2 shades the 3 times. And then I used these 2. So this, like, I'll swatch the palette actually. Holding that palette up was getting a bit annoying. But I used these 2 shades, so this dark brown and then this sheer kind of topperish. I used it as a topper, but this like almost frosty blue light brown shade duochrome. I used those 2 together. I would kind of like set my eyeshadow primer with a super light brown and then put this all over my lid, and then or like all over my eye, and then just top this all over my lid. And that's kind of what I wore 10 times. Like every single day I went to work for 10 work days straight. I really, really loved the look. It absolutely was not a chore to wear it like that because I just love the way it looks so much. I was actually a little bit sad when I met my goal in it, but I had to start using this blue kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks less blue on camera, I think because of the lighting, but this like cobalt gunmetal-ish steelish blue. I combined this with my e.l.f. rose gold palette. Even though it's called rose gold, it's mostly pinks and purples. And then I would put this on my lid, and then I would top it with a Super Shock shadow, a like icy blue Super Shock shadow that was in a different project. And then I also wore that look for 10 days. So I got 23 individual looks out of this palette. So I wore this again almost every single day for the past month. I think the only days I didn't wear this palette were the days that I was wearing the eyeshadow palette that was in my old New Gifted Blue project. So I'm really happy that this was rolled in for level 3, even though it was challenging because I felt like it was really hard to pair the shades that are in this palette together, especially for like a look that I can wear to work. So it did take me so many uses, but I love this palette. At one point this was my favorite palette in my collection, so I'm glad that I got it back out to kind of like rediscover and reappreciate it. But now it's time to move on to my level 4 roll-in, and as always, just for convenience, I roll ahead of time, so I already know which palette I got for level 4. Hopefully you're seeing it on the screen. But I got another one of these 5 pans, which is the Cutting Edge. And this is what this palette looks like. It's kind of like the green 5-pan palette from Dose of Colors, even though it's not completely green. Like there's a warm brown and then there's a yellow gold. The other 3 shades are pretty much my favorite eyeshadow to wear, which is green. So I love this palette. I only used it, I think, once. I used it in, I think I was doing like a video where I recreated a look that I saw from Steph from It's Just Steph, where she had this absolutely beautiful brown, green, yellow eyeshadow look, and I wanted to recreate it, and this was like the perfect palette to use. But up until then, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I had never used this palette, and I've had this since like end of 2021, I think. So I'm very very happy that I got this for level 4. That being said, I will have to use 4 of these shades 10 times, and then the final shade 4 times. So again, because I don't want to have to keep holding it up, I just swatched it on the back of my hand. But the names of these shades, I have it written on my notebook. The names are Edgy, Top It Off, Sundown, Rule Breaker, and then Cameo. Cameo is probably my favorite shade in this palette. It's like a muted, grungy olive green, or like army green. I love that shade. And then I also love kind of this, it's kind of unique for my collection. It's like a bright olive green, almost like an acid yellow green, but not quite. I just love green in general, because also like I really love the deeper like grungy green with the gold glitter running through it, which kind of reminds me of my favorite shade from a Mary Jane palette, which is one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection, mostly for that shade. So I really love this one too. I kind of just like the entire palette. I feel like the 4 shades, this is what I'm thinking, but of course you'll see what I actually end up doing next update. I have no idea if I'll be able to roll this out next update. I'll try, but I just have no idea how much I'll be doing my makeup in the next month. But I think I'm gonna try to pair the like green and yellow shades together, and then like in its own same look, and just do that look 10 times, and then use this brown shade 4 times. But I'll just have to see. Maybe I'll get bored of doing that and try to mix things up. I also think that like all the colors do go fairly well together. Check out everyone else is doing this project, because everyone kind of uploads on their own time, so there's not like a set day. So just click on the hashtag, search Project Level Up, search Project Level Up Lite, and enjoy. This is like one of my favorite projects to watch, and I'm just very excited to be doing it. I'll just stop talking now, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.